Hey,
Thank you.
here we are. Woo-hoo. Happy Comic-Con on Sunday, guys.
Happy Sunday, Tom.
Hey.
At least be with some awesome people. I think some people are going to be joining us as well, but this is what we be doing right now about this time after our last panel.
Yes. Yeah, on Sunday, the wrapping up the last panel, last night, the last little bits of business, and trying to make our way as quickly as we can back to the Bayfront. On the deck of the Bayfront and have a toast to a successful show. And we were just chatting for a few minutes before, and it was funny not that we'd be complaining, but it's one of those things. What we actually are missing is complaining about things like being exhausted, malnourished, possibly a little hungover,
Sunburned.
sunburned, all those things that we'd love to be complaining about right now.
Yeah.
But,
So we can skip all that and we can get right to the good stuff. Say Comic-Con was great this year. It was amazing. I didn't have to wait in any lines.
I got Hall H panel, the Walking Dead panel. I've never seen a panel from Hall H ever.
I'm wondering if in future years they'll offer this as like a $25 ticket or like $100 and you just get access to all the panels. Yeah.
So a lot of my friends who didn't get on the early track to get in Comic-Con, so they couldn't even get tickets now. They're like, this is great.
Yeah.
So.
I do wonder, I was talking to a bunch of pros yesterday morning on this Saturday morning call we all do, and they were saying, like, there is something to be said for the fact that a lot of times in panels we say shit that is only to be heard by the 100 people in the room, and we don't want everyone in the world to hear.
It all gets out. It's got to get out.
Yes, it does all get out. But I wonder, I don't even know, Courtney, maybe you know this. Are the panels going to be available on YouTube forever, or are they pulling them Monday morning? Or
from what I saw is once it goes live at that certain time, anybody can go and view it at any point in time after that.
I hope it's forever.
Yeah, me too. It kind of makes no sense. It's not like they charged for it the first time. So it's weird to give away something for free for a weekend and then go, but you only have a weekend to watch 300 hours of material.
Right. Yeah. But I liked the beginning, like, of every panel. They do like that Marvel looking like SDCC.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very fan.
I felt way more legit this year. Even from my own couch, watching my own panel and pretending I didn't know what was going to happen.
I was like, it's like we're watching a Marvel movie or something. Yeah. Cool.
Well, that's an interesting point because a lot of times that the Comic-Con will videotape them, and I don't know what they do with them after that. Do they archive them and show them later because they don't release them as far as I know. But they're all those panels because they are adamant that they won't let you. Some people in the audience, tape them. Some people
they are.
Yeah. I know the panels I do for my union. We have special permission to tape them.
Yeah.
We haven't put them up yet. There's been some issue with editing. So
editing out all the swears.
Yeah, because we're a salty lot of
so many swears. I know that is my biggest panel, Comic-Con panel challenge is don't curse like you're an Italian American from New Jersey.
I was pretty worried about that every time I joined the panels.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I know they did the Eisner's live. And we need to thank our good friend Stan Sakai.
That was unbelievable.
And my buddy Phil Lamar, who hosted. David Walker won for Bitter Root, good friend of mine. Great comic. Everybody go out and buy Bitter Root.
So we post all the nominees and special shout out to our
Stan the man, baby. Good job, buddy.
What a great year Stan is having. Yeah, he's got three Eisners and a Netflix show coming, right?
Yeah, I hadn't known about that previously.
Yeah, so well deserved. Yeah.
Yeah.
I called to see if I could borrow some money.
Well, the best way to borrow money from Stan, as far as that Netflix show goes, is to have the Ragdolls do a guest star.
Perfect. Solved.
Backdoor pilot for the Ragdoll series on Netflix. The cats go to Japan.
So we usually be probably at the Bayfront patio, all having a drink right now. With apparently in an alternate universe, we would be with 108 other people on that thing, and it's all, everyone's saying hello. They just want thanks for giving us a panel from home. We got how's it going, everybody? We got lots of people. So hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Casey. Hey, Wade.
Jersey
Yep.
shout out. Thank you, Wade. Very
There's
nice.
Toast. And hello from Westbrook, Maine, Scott Walker.
Hey, I'm right in Portland, Maine, and my studio's in Westbrook. So
Looks like
hello
weather-
from Westbrook, Maine. Yeah,
Weather looks good,
Yeah.
Ben.
yeah. I'm right on the river.
Hola.
Hello from Mexico. Hey, man.
And oh yeah, we got Dallas, Texas. We got everybody. So just and and Ferroni says hello, Fiona.
Oh, hi, Fiona.
Hey, Fiona.
We got everyone.
Cheers to Fiona.
We love you. I would invite
Cheers to Fiona.
She dodged the camera.
She's just impressed that we all made it on at the same time. Courtney and I spent the last hour before we joined trying to set up a router to increase our son's.
And Kevin Russell, we still haven't figured it out.
Thanks, Kevin Russell. birthday present.
They're so crazy.
We can't figure it out. So we didn't figure where the wood goes in. How do you stoke the fire?
Maybe you need
Nobody can figure it out.
you may need a fresh squirrel on the flywheel. You gotta replace those squirrels. They burn out.
Well, so the panel just dropped. So everyone that probably is watching now watched the.
So just wrapped up at 2. It was 1 to 2, I guess. Right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because we watched the tail end of it. I didn't know if they because we ran over time wise. I think
They showed the whole thing.
I don't know. It was 50. I looked on YouTube and it was 57 minutes, and I didn't notice any editing. So.
No, I think we were aiming for 45, and it wound up being 57 or something like that. So they let us have it.
Ah.
That was nice.
And by the way,
Play the music and pull us off.
as far as Comic-Con gave people a lot of rules about how long the thing should be, and they should have, and you were supposed to edit on the bumpers yourself, and everybody ignored that. And I've seen panels that were 20 minutes long by lazy people, and I've seen panels that were an hour and 20 minutes long by people who didn't give a shit about the rules. So, clearly that was those were suggestions that they were hoping you would follow, and not any kind of strict guideline. Because if you think about it, who cares? It makes literally no difference. It's not like we're getting out of the room so that the next. So that the Magic the Gathering people can come in next, or whatever, whatever the hell.
Also,
hey, we like Magic.
The technology will be trying to get everyone to I think there was a rawness to that even, so I think that was kind of cool to see, just seeing people in their own space, and it's just a different. Just like the rawness of Comic-Con though. So there was surprises in every panel.
I was just gonna say, I think they did a great job, as far as conventions go and adapting to what's going on. It's amazing. I have friends who had digital artist tables, and they cleaned up. And they did really well. Yeah. And I didn't assume that it would go well. I thought the website would be clunky, and even just the website for viewing the panel was pretty cool. They had little headshots of everyone watching, and for a moment it felt like I was in a digital audience. It was
I know, and badges. We made our badges, and we made all of our signs, and
that's cool.
The souvenir book's really cool too.
I haven't had a chance to look through that, but I love the cover.
Yeah,
the Ray Bradbury cover is really pretty.
By
the way, my friend Chris Northrup mentioned the curtain behind me, and I have to say that was my wife's choice. It's the design from the Black Lodge from Twin Peaks.
I think you mentioned that in our panel.
Our curtains all over our apartment are Black Lodge related. So draw from that conclusions what you wish.
We had to clean up our liquor bottles and everything before we get online, so they didn't think we've been drinking all that stuff.
That's why I'm outside. There's nothing good in there. It's not good.
Liquor bottles? I don't know what you're talking about. What
Yeah.
liquor bottles?
I literally got the refill right here.
Well, still, it's like only it's only two.
The cheap- the-
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
We've been
the
drinking.
drinks are a lot cheaper this Comic-Con.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we ever waited for 5 o'clock at any Comic-Con we've ever been to.
I was having Bloody Marias for breakfast because it's got food and drink.
Sure, you got
And
some
I would just
vegetables.
ride that.
Very healthy.
Yeah.
It's very, very healthy.
And vitamin C.
I was just thinking of when you were talking about the panels. The first thing I thought of was when we would stay at Hall H when we would wrap up during the day. All of us would be out on the balcony and stuff, but we'd see the people lining up for the following day's Hall H because it would go from. We could see them when they come around there, and it would go all the way down to Seaport Village, wrap around Seaport Village, so that people were standing in line to get a sleeping spot so they could sleep outside all night, and those tents would be the first ones until late
God bless
the
them.
next day. So that's
So do you think that the Hall H people are enjoying this more? Was there a Hall H panel? Was there like a big Avengers?
Yeah,
panel?
there were all of those media panels. Everyone, but no one had to. Some people took selfies of themselves like covered in blankets with end of line signs in their living room. I saw a bunch of those pictures. I thought that was delightful. I will say, I was walking down. Augusta and I were walking down that Bayside thing once with a couple of other comics pros I will not name, and they were mocking the people sleeping outside, and we were both like, "What's wrong? These people bought you your house. What is wrong with you? Like, you should be thrilled that anybody cares enough about comic books and comic book movies to sleep outside in San Diego Bay. God bless. Let's raise a toast to those people.
Yeah. And you guys are gonna get to do it next year. Promise.
Here's for the fans, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always take that classic photo of a shot of the line and tell people these are people waiting to see me tomorrow. So
Yeah, I think we did that last year for the drawing blood channel.
Where do you like
Dude, everybody believed it too. I had so many comments. They were like, "Are you serious? Holy shit!"
Listen from your mouth to God's ear that we have that.
But
line.
then, that's a bad prank though, because then it just makes me feel sad after that. It's not correct. I'm just like, oh no, I'm just kidding. Like I told people we got like a Netflix deal once, and they were like, "Really? I'm so happy for you." And I was like, "It's not real. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
That was sad.
The last time I was in Hall H, the only time I've ever seen a Hall H panel, I think in 20 years, is because I'm friends with a Simpsons director, and he brought me in with him one day. He's like, no, just stand next to me and we'll walk in and you'll see the Simpsons panel. And I was like, okay, that's it. That's the only time. That is the last time I've been. I think it was maybe the year before the Simpsons movie came out, which my friend Dave Silverman, who's a great guy, directed.
I've never been.
That's it. That's the last time I was in there. And it's wild. It is wild. And I've been in, there are big panels that aren't Hall H panels. There are other you've had some huge TMNT panels.
I was going to say, I've been in Hall H. Wasn't that with Michael Bay? Wasn't there a shot for like the live action turtle movie?
They announced I think it was a 2014 turtle movie.
Yeah.
I know that since 2014, you've done a Turtles panel, not in Hall H, but in one of the bigger halls in the main section that I couldn't get into. I decided 10 minutes before the panel, I'll go stop by Kevin's TMNT panel, and I walked, and there was a line, and I was like, okay, I can't. And they were like, dude, you're too late. End of line.
Nickelodeon team is amazing. We love
it was a Nickelodeon panel.
I love
our Nickelodeon people.
Yes.
I love the one from last year where you guys were at the library and Cira was there and the Rise of the TMNT guys were there. That was a great spot. It was away from all the hubbub and it was great.
Yeah, it was very intimate.
Yep, 35th anniversary. I like that in years past they'd show like whole episode of one of the animated shows or something. Haven't did
cool.
Have some special guests and stuff, but yeah, they always did a really good panel. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it is funny that I always felt when I'd look at that big thick program guide and they would list it, whether it be Hall H panels or just so many panels and opportunities, you really had to be a master craftsman of person that would plan your time, plan which panel you do, and to be able. That's from Raphael Roll. So that
love you, man.
You want to stay in line for it too. So
yeah, no. Jill fell asleep because we've had a very long Comic-Con. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
The Portland heat. It's just been wild. No, it is pretty hot though.
How hot has it been?
It's like 93 today, but I tell people that and they're like, "Oh, that's nothing." But it's like the humidity here is nuts. Like I open up my weather app and it's like 98% humidity. Feels like 109, and you're like, "What?" And you're just soaking wet at 9 in the morning. Yeah,
I remember those days. I'm from Philly, so I know.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love it over here, but it is a weird byproduct of.
Well, you know what though?
Over here.
It's really good for your skin.
Oh, good.
Save on moisture.
That's why I look so young. I'm actually 98.
That's right. Ben is baby soft. Baby powder soft. Yeah, it's only 79 degrees in Los Angeles. I just checked. It's not.
It seems
bad.
like it'd still be hotter somehow. Just so much cement and.
We're in a very green part of town. We're in a very the Hollywood Hills has a lot of trees and a lot of. I always joke about that. I'm in the middle of the second biggest city in America, and a block south it's completely urban, and 3 blocks north is a park that looks so remote it plays alien planets on TV all the time. Like I was just watching the movie Palm Springs.
Oh, it's great.
Which is great. That cave that they go in,
in the middle
of the desert is 3 blocks from here.
That's crazy.
You should it looks like it's the
try walking through it and
place on Earth, but it's a cave.
Isn't it? The back up there somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same cave. It's the back cave.
Out of there.
Literally every
That's
time.
Crazy.
Every time Captain Picard or Captain Kirk has ever been underground, they've been in that cave.
That's awesome.
It's literally that. I remember
we should use that in Drawing Blood.
I thought about it. I thought about trying to work Bronson Caves into it. I went up there once in the 90s on a walk, and it was a Sunday, and there was this giant metal spire outside the cave, and there was a security guard like asleep in a folding chair. And I got close enough to it, and I'm a big enough geek that I saw the symbol of the Klingon Empire on it, and I was like, "Oh, I guess Star Trek: The Next Generation is coming up here tomorrow."
Yeah,
and I turned
Those
to
are the same Hall H guys. That's the same Hall H guys.
I turned to the guard and I was like, "Klingon listening post," and he's like, "Yeah, something like that." I don't know.
The guard had no idea.
It's just security. He's like, "I know it's Star Trek, so yeah, sure, Klingons, whatever." But,
that guard's dealing with movies like every few weeks, I bet. Different films coming in and out, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think he was a park guy. He was a Paramount Pictures guy. But still, it's. I've shot up there a bunch of times. The last time I think I worked up there was probably '95 for the Power Rangers. Last time I was outside that cave, we were fighting the Putty Patrol.
I feel like every fight I can remember in my mind is outside that cave fighting the Putty Patrol. Yeah.
Unless
they just keep using that same clip.
There's a park in South LA, Kenneth Hahn Park, that I think greatly resembles the park in Tokyo that they use in the original Power Rangers. So they could intercut it. So they were there all the time too. And by they I mean me. I was there all the time.
I love all these comments. Like, we don't get this at Comic-Con. Like, what they're just stream of consciousness thoughts while we're talking about nonsense and the cave. So Thad just wrote that. It sounded like you were telling a Bible story. It was amazing.
It is totally a Bible story, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up
It was a bright light. Hey, Mike.
Let's see. What was the movie? The volcano movie. Was it called Volcano? They shot it.
There's Volcano and there's Deep Impact. No, it's Meteor. There's like Volcano
there's
Rising or something.
Volcano
Maybe it's
and
a sequel.
Dante's Peak were the two.
Dante's Peak.
Were the two. And Volcano was the Volcano I saw at the Beverly Center. And the movie ends with the volcanic lava about to engulf the Beverly Center, and we all thought that was very funny in the theater at the time. They're like, "Wow, that's my
we're in there."
You know?
Came up out of the La Brea tar pits and it went down Wilshire.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Wow, I hope Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche can save my parked car."
Yeah, were you at all concerned being within the theater, like just for a split second? Were you concerned? Because when I saw Twister at the drive-in and it went through the drive-in, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, and I was like, "Wait, I'm not watching The Shining. That doesn't add up. I don't know what's going on."
Yeah. Same thing. In the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer, they go to the movies and they go to the movie at the Hollywood Galaxy. And I saw Buffy the Vampire Slayer at the Hollywood Galaxy, and it was just kind of like
living in LA must just suck the magic out of movies.
No, it's fun.
It's kind of a guessing game where you're like, wait, is that Musso Frank's or is that the Biltmore?
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to like, and also because we work in that industry, it's like. You actually know, like, you know, that's the upstairs at Park Plaza. Like you not only know where, but you know what part of the building that's in.
But I feel like if I lived there already, I'm watching movies with Jill, and I'm like, oh, you know how they did this? Oh, this is actually visual effects. It used to be practical effects, and they swapped it out. Blah blah blah. And she's just like, you're ruining everything. Like, so I can imagine you guys just biting your tongue while you're watching.
No, it's actually more the most fun show for that now is Bosch on Amazon because he works out of the Wilcox Hollywood substation, which is around the corner from here, and it's just like literally every location on that show is like, oh, we go grocery shopping there. You know, like, oh yeah, I had lunch there last week. You know, not anymore, of course, since I'm not having lunch anywhere but literally right here in front of this laptop.
You know, I'm sure that when they start shooting the live action version, because there'll be the cartoon version of Drawing Blood, then there'll be the cartoon show, but then when they do the live action version of the Ragdolls, we should probably be shooting in probably Toronto, calling it New York, you think?
Yeah.
I
remember one of our earliest,
they always do that.
One of our earliest conversations about Drawing Blood, I remember we disagreed on whether it should be set in New York and LA, and part of me was like, why am I even arguing this? Because whatever studio does this, it's going to be Canada pretending to be somewhere, wherever we set it. So I'm not worried about it. Like,
I love
now.
I love that you chose New York for Drawing Blood, though. I think I mentioned it in the panel already, but it just like feels so Shane Bookman being on the East Coast, and then we get to have those times where he goes to the West Coast and he Don Drapers up, you know, and he's got his West Coast look. Like, I'm drawing pages now where he's just come back, and all of a sudden I was like, should I still give him suspenders? And then I was like, no, I have to. It's like his Bart Simpson like red T-shirt, you know. I love it. Yeah. So I think it was a good choice.
And now he's back in Maine. Not that that's a big spoiler in issue 7. I've just started working on the script for issue 8 and trying and literally having the like, is that too bleak? Is that too horrible? Nah, it's not. Let's have it be that bleak and horrible.
So I thought we had already seen Books' depths in volume 1, like, and we were gonna on the way out of Empire Strikes Back, and we were about to blow up the Death Star.
Other way around,
you keep digging him worse.
Volume 2 is the Empire Strikes Back, and Volume 2, issue 4, or number 8, as we also call it, is the absolute lower depths, is the lowest of the low.
I can't.
And I have to say, Kevin reminded me of that when I handed in the first script for 5. It actually wasn't quite bleak enough, and Kevin was like, "Remember, this is like the beginning of the super downward trajectory, and everything came a little too easily to him in the first draft." And he was like, "Remember, this is as bad as it's going to get." So
you're saying there's a volume 3.
Oh, of course there's volume. There's got to be volume 3. You know, we got to get the Ewoks in. I mean, come on, man. We got to get to the Ewoks.
Well, that was what I wanted to do when we originally sort of sketched out the issues that by volume 8 we wanted to recreate I wanted to see that scene with Bob Geldof in the wall where he completely loses his shit. So we want to go there.
That's
Alyssa-
issue 8. I'm glad I saw that movie 100 times as a midnight show in Menlo Park, New Jersey.
So you have to beat that with your script, David. So.
Yeah.
So Peyton's not wrong, but today I thought I'd switch it up with Robert Kopp.
Hey,
It's a shirt. It's a shirt based off the knockoff RoboCop toy, which is super popular, and I love it. So
speaking of,
but nobody knows where I'm from, so it's weird.
Right.
And his lovely wife, they are celebrating anniversary today.
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
And
we love you, Peyton. We love your family. We're so happy for you.
Member from Team Eastman is Rich and his wife.
We love you, Rich.
The same day.
Love you, Rich.
And they became friends, like, because they were Turtle fans, and then they realized their anniversaries were on the same day without even like literally. So they celebrate. Usually, they celebrate at a con together.
Turtles is family.
Amen. I know. Cheers, you guys. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, we decided we're going to get divorced and then remarry this day next year so we can have it on the same.
Also, that lets you reset the clock, and in 10 years you can have another 10-year anniversary party.
Yeah,
you got to think these things through, obviously.
Yeah, the day after Jill and I got married, we were like, let's just do this like every year. That was a sick party. And then we were like 3 days later, we were like, hell no, like that's way too much work.
We've tried to do the thing of having a honeymoon every year. It hasn't always worked out, but we do try to take like a significant trip. And actually, Kevin and Courtney's anniversary was that honeymoon one of our years. We went down to San Diego to see you guys. And we're like, yay, we're in San Diego. It's a honeymoon.
It's our honeymoon, yeah. That's like when I'm drawing on the couch and I'm like, I'm hanging out. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going up to northern Maine soon. Ours is on the 20th of August. So we're going up to like Lincolnville. There's no COVID up there. It's completely empty. And they need our business. So
well, the Bears are taken back over, so you got to watch out for them.
It's true. Yeah. The Bears are scared of me up there. They think I'm that 300-pound hockey player.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, and also there's another cheers to Ben doing the final announcement for Ben doing the flashbacks on Last Ronin.
Oh, is that out yet?
It is.
Did people finally let that cat out of the bag?
Yeah. We finally revealed it. Kevin revealed it a little early the other night, and I had to lie to people for many days. And now it's out, and I'm so psyched to be a big part of such a monumental project. It's amazing, and it's just going to put my balancing efforts to the test, and I think I can handle it. So,
yes, you only had like 3 major projects between your day job with Drawing Blood and your awesome aggregate next Kickstarters and somewhat Revolution, and now you rushed into the Last Ronin. So
Kevin's been Kevin quote. I can quote him saying that this is the best work. The Drawing Blood is the best work he's ever seen. Like from you specifically, but in general, it's really, really good. So
no way. This is full circle. This is full circle to Rhode Island Comic Con before I even knew Kevin. And apparently on a panel, he said, Ben draws turtles better than I do. And I was like, no way. And then we hung out that night at PF Chang's, remember? And then we signed for the waiters and bartenders and stuff like that. It was amazing. So thank you so much for saying so. I'm super psyched about all the new Drawing Blood stuff. I actually, speaking of Fiona earlier, when I sent her a couple pages and she thought they looked great, and I was like, Kevin says it's my best work ever, and I was really psyched about it.
Oh, Mr. Ben, I love you.
No, but I don't know. It's exciting. Yeah.
We're definitely pushing the envelope in this volume of Drawing Blood, and you're really stepping up.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, the script is nuts. I emailed you yesterday a page, and most of the email was about how much I love the script. Exactly. I was like,
thanks.
He says the same exact thing about your, like, he said you turned it into magic.
Yeah.
And
I just want everyone to see it. Like, in as many ways as possible. Like obviously first with the comic, and then hopefully in other ways, because it's the perfect freaking. The story's so good. And anytime someone goes, "Oh my God, I'm late," and I just read it, I'm like, "Isn't it hilarious but terribly tragic?" And they're like, "Yes."
Is exceptional about it, and what's going to be more exceptional each issue. Like I said, the scripts get better. The art. I mean, the scripts are great anyway, but the scripts are even better. The artwork's even better, and I feel like we're kind of under radar. We're telling. Thanks to our Kickstarter supporters, we're telling exactly the kind of stories we want to tell, and we can afford to do it. Thanks to our supporters. There's no editors. We do exactly what we want the story to be, and I think by the time, I just have this feeling by the time we get into the third volume 3, as we're heading towards the original arc that Dave and I laid out for issue 1 to 12, I think people might start catching on then and go, "Holy shnikey, this is awesome!" So, and the subtlety.
No, I remember when we originally wanted to do 8 issues.
Yeah.
And that was more based on what did we think a publisher was going to put up with from us.
Yeah.
How much nonsense would a publisher put up with from us? And then I went, I don't think this fits in 8. Let's go to 9. And you're like, great, 9. And then we went, screw it, 12. Like, the story needs the 12 issues to really be told.
That's another reason this Comic-Con is so important and special to everybody. To us specifically on this group is that's how Drawing Blood was born, was at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yep.
So it's just like...
Can you imagine me keeping that secret for like 3 months before freaking Comic-Con? I was on the plane like, "Hey, like you got to check it out. Like it's going to be great. A great panel. I don't know why I'm on it, but it's going to be awesome."
Yeah, right?
And people were like, "What
Right,
the fuck?"
that's
Like,
true.
Yeah.
it was awesome. Like, so I'm glad it's out, and every year we have something new to talk about.
Yeah, we was created there. We launched our Kickstarter basically from there. We've celebrated, all steps of the evolution of it there, which is so. And we're
Hey, look, it's Russell Binder.
What's that?
It's Russell Binder here.
Hey, Russell.
Hey, Russell.
And
Thanks for loving Drawing Blood.
I saw Andy Legal in the chat. Nice to see Andy.
That's awesome.
Andy's awesome.
Andy has the great Brave New World shop up in Santa Clarita, New Hall area. Great comic shop. Very turtle centric.
Yeah, he's great. I knew Andy, but when he was at Valiant, which I'm sure you've known him even before that. And I was trying to get Valiant stuff, and he kept trying to get me Valiant stuff, and it just didn't work out. But then he got his own shop, and he's like, "We're gonna be doing some variants." I was like, "Sweet." Yeah. Need the Drawing Blood show and or movie? How about both? Let's do it all.
6 seasons in a movie, baby.
Yeah. I can't wait.
It's going to be great about Drawing Blood, and we should have information on the new art team that's coming in on it soon. But it's going to be 5 issues, 40 pages each, and the issues will be bi-monthly, and we're going to hit a stride here. By August 1st and really get everything back on track, because I want, I'm excited to share it. It's pretty awesome what Tom and I did and stuff. So
yeah, Last Ronin is going to be so good. I can't wait.
It's going to be crazy.
Definitely looking forward to it.
Thad's opting for the Beastly role.
How much work had been done on it back in the day, Kevin? Was it a page of notes? Was it a half a script? Like, what did you and Peter work out way back in the day?
It was about just under 20 pages. It was.
Oh, okay. So it was pretty laid out.
Yeah, it's funny because it was. Because I always did so many of my stories in. Longhand. I'd write about legal pads and stuff like that, and avoided typing at all costs. And Peter was into these new technological things. What do they call them? Computers. So he had to type everything out. So we would sit and hang out, and then I'd take my pad. In David's scene, he had to translate some of them. Just piles of notes and things on badly misspelled words, and so he translated everything into type pages. So it's about 16, 70 pages of type stuff collectively, mine and his, he put into one document, and then he'd thrown in a couple sketches from his sketchbook, noting some of the technology and everything. So that was August of 1987 that we came to that. And
August of 1987, when I was having my farewell party to move to Los Angeles.
When I was 1 year old, I was just born. And now I'm drawing some of the book. It's amazing.
That is wild. That is absolutely wild. Yeah.
Well, that was what, the evolution and the idea from there was just exactly, when I found it, everything I was going through and reorganizing some files, and I had the material found it about 10 years ago, and I was just thinking, like, is there any way any of this might make it into a turtle story in the IDW universe and stuff, and then shelved it for another 6 or 7 years. Tom was pounding through these amazing new IDW turtle universe, and so by the time we got to we could see about a year away or so from the end of this first run, the first 100 issues, I showed it to Tom because I went through and I marked it up, and I had made notes of how to adapt it. And it was just funny because we started talking about it seriously in 2018, based on the original script that Peter and I did, the original outline that we did. It was set in 2017, so it was already a year past when it was originally set to have been.
That's awesome.
Told. So we furthered it another 15, 20 years down the line, and then spent a year writing it. So that's going to be a blast.
Crazy.
Yeah. Groville, Maine.
Oh man. Working with Tom on an actual idea where you guys are scripting it must just be so cool. Like, I'm sure it's very different than like working with David, which is also cool, but like such a different story, and trying to wrap your brains around like, okay, what do we do with this? And that just must be awesome to work with two people that are, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, man.
This morning,
This
morning I actually started thinking about what I would do in a Ragdoll's Turtles crossover.
You better just write it down. It'll happen.
It's something useful. But I was thinking about Last Ronin. I was thinking about the Turtles, and I was watching the panel, the half that I wasn't in, and I started thinking, well, I wonder if there's something that could be done there at some point.
There's a lot that can be done there. We just got to convince the right people.
Yet, but
That's a good question.
when major corporations can agree on something together, maybe we could do it someday. We'll see.
Cool. Actually, it's a good question
Well,
from Casey.
The Turtles have done no wrong at IDW. So.
No, they've really done an amazing job with the series, and reprinting all the classic material and all that. But that's a good question, Casey. Is that there's a lot of people asking, is the Last Ronin is set in the IDW universe, and it's actually not, in a sense that we didn't want it to be any specific turtle universe. Kind of like I guess you'd imagine when Frank Miller approached Dark Knight, it was set in a kind of an alternate universe, Batman universe, and so this leans way heavily, obviously, because of based on material that Pete and I did to the Mirage universe, but we still wanted to keep it. It's so you won't see any continuity from the IDW universe into what we're doing with Last Ronin.
Okay.
Sure.
We got any other burning questions? That was a great question.
Let's see. Or
are people just
they're trying to
joke?
get some little teasers.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know we can't say anything.
Catabunga.
That's why. That's a good one.
That's it.
Funny.
That's not bad.
Well, what's gonna be fun. I'm thinking, forward thinking here. So, Comic-Con next year. We're gonna have, let me see, 2 or 3 issues of Last Ronin will be out by then. We're gonna have all of Volume 2 of Drawing Blood's gonna be out by then. we'll probably be into hopefully volume 3 by then on Drawing Blood. David's continuing to write 15 books for all these other companies he's doing stuff for.
Well, not so much right now. So I've got some time to work on my Kevin Eastman Studios work.
Okay.
My drawing. There was a little implosion in the comics industry this week.
Oh right, I forgot about that. I didn't mean to do that.
And I had to take a stand on principle and stop working with my publisher for a minute. We'll see if they work that out. But on the plus side, it freed me up to do some other stuff. So, yeah, fun stuff.
Well,
yeah, we're all balancing a lot of plates and churning away at as many as possible every single day. And the books are all coming, but because they're all creator-owned books, essentially, they're all going to be the best we can possibly make them. Like, we have the power to not just rush it out, and we're gonna crush it, and you're gonna love it, hopefully, because you'll know at least it's the best that all three of us could do.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not compromising in any way on the quality of it. And also, thank you to Casey for the comment in the. I'm looking at the chat right now.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Casey Wilson said, "Thank you for taking a stand," and you're welcome. I need to be paid a lot of money to compromise my principles, and Dynamite was not paying me that much money to compromise my principles, so I did not. But yeah, I was working on a couple of projects for them, which are now on indefinite hold. So
I think there's probably, hopefully, we'll see you back on Elvira soon, and
we shall see. We shall see. There are things I would say that would violate any number of confidentiality rules, but yeah, Elvira's kind of free to make her own destiny, and things between me and Cassandra are fantastic, and I'm sure we will work together again. So,
yeah. Awesome.
Oh wait,
So?
I don't know. Did you see my tattoo yet?
We can hear you.
I know.
I like everyone leaning in to read. I like it when everyone leans in every once in a while to read the comment.
No, I keep doing it with my ear that doesn't have the headphone, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
When's the last time I prayed? No, I was wondering. I don't know if I've seen you guys since I got my tattoo.
What is it?
What's your new tattoo? Let's see it.
I haven't even posted on Facebook or anything. But
Go for it.
I actually
This is
have
the reveal.
Here, this is the big moment.
Wait. Mama's putting her glasses on for this.
It's the
Everybody move close. Holy
What?
shit. Everybody move closer to their.
Wow.
Oh,
That is
holy moly, that's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
That's super dope.
Whoa.
Wow.
Girl, how many hours is that?
That's
20.
Nice.
Wow. That's wild. Good thing
That
they
is-
did an awesome job.
Wow.
Yeah, his name's Nathaniel Gann in downtown San Diego at Guru Tattoo, but I did it right before we left to Australia. So by the time we came home from Australia, everything was shut down. Shane was already out of school, so
Just in time.
just in time. Yeah, it was 20 hours, but it was worth it. I love it. But I'm excited to show you.
That's
Did you do
great.
it 20
That was
straight or
awesome.
did you do it sessions?
The longest session I could do was 5 hours. I did one side, and I was like, nope, can't do that again. So 3.5. I did three and a half hours.
Because I was like, the pain on a full session on that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You also don't want to be working with a tattoo artist that's been awake for 20 hours.
That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. I was thinking about how much
you
that
don't want
you
someone
could
that's
take.
been working more than 4 or 5 hours.
That's a great point. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
This is why I keep you around, David. You're very smart.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
To avoid the long-term effects of the,
Yeah, my tattoo starts and then it's like crap.
Yeah.
Here's what I've learned about tattoo. Never get one New Year's Day.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
My
that's also
tattoo
wise.
My tattoo artist was definitely hungover. New Year's Day.
I
had to
traded
make
art.
all my- Oh, I wanted it healed in time for my birthday, January 14th. So I had to go New Year's Day, so it would definitely be healed up on the 14th. And he was, yeah. Not straight.
Yeah, honestly, like I tell you guys, just like even though 100 other people, 68 other people are watching, we might have bored a few.
They fell off.
Are we still live?
No, no.
Yeah.
But, I had no idea what the F I was getting myself into. I had no clue. So because I went in intentionally for like a mermaid tattoo, like this big or something.
That doesn't look like a mermaid.
No, I went in to discuss it with them, and then it was like
I don't know if you've seen it.
I've been wanting a back piece. And he goes, well, that is interesting. And so he did the outline first, and it was like a 2.5 hour session. And he was like, okay, cool. And so we did the first session, and we were in the car. Kevin was with me. And I was like, so, like, a couple more sessions or something. And he started to laugh. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, Courtney, like, that's going to be like 20 hours of work. And I was like, what the
I remember you telling me this story a bunch of months ago.
Was it that many hours?
20. I had no idea. I thought, but I'm a completionist, so I guess that's what gave me the anxiety, is knowing I had to follow through with it. But I got so lucky with Nathaniel. Seriously, that guy, phew, because every time I look at my back, I will never, ever regret it, which is a very beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely exceptional.
So that was my fun little, I wanted to show you guys that, though. And I've never
awesome
else either, so.
Beautiful.
But, yeah. Happy Comic-Con.
I know, that's what
Happy Comic-Con, guys. This has been great.
A tattoo of the convention center, San Diego Convention Center, across my chest for next year. So
hey, we were all supposed to get drawing blood tattoos, and I'm still waiting. I think we should.
Am I gonna?
I don't think they should be that big, but maybe.
No, I could get a drawing blood tattoo. We'd have to get the right image, though. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what be
sorry, but
because
I think the drawing blood tattoo would be the ragdolls.
Tribal or
it'd have to be like an Atomo with a pencil or something that signifies both. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kevin's like, I'm good.
I remember the first time, because out of sheer curiosity and to keep in touch with the fans of my Dynamite work, I go on Instagram and look at the hashtags for Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and Betty Page, because they're the two big series I've done over there in the last couple of years. Yeah. And one day I saw the artist on Elvira was Dave Acosta. Somebody did 2 panels of a Dave Acosta Elvira drawing as a tattoo. And I tagged Dave. I was like, you're not going to believe this. Because it wasn't a generic, it was literally a moment from Elvira #1, and a particularly ridiculous moment where an actor playing Dracula has his fake teeth dentures fall out and they bounce off her boobs.
Nice.
So
Dave
contacted
his lawyer, and he found a cease and desist.
Like, yes, I'm going to repossess your left leg because it has my images on it. But I was just like, wow, like that person decided that for the rest of their life they want to remember those 2 panels from Elvira #1.
You created that. You've changed history.
That is absolutely wild to me. That's up with, remember when Troy Little did that local con up in Canada, and there was that little girl who cosplayed as Tezuka. That's still, I think, the highlight of my career.
Aww.
A 6-year-old dressed as Tezuka is the highlight of my career. Absolutely.
It was super early in Drawing
totally.
Blood too. Yeah. They just knew what Troy was up to, which was really great. Yeah. Like they were like, oh, Troy's this guy from here is doing this book, and we like it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And he's like literally at the one end of the universe, further than Prince Edward. It's like they have snow 12 months into the year. No, it's not that
and there's no virus there.
Yeah. Isn't Troy in that one time zone that's actually the Atlantic Ocean, not the East Coast time zone? But like he's in the island Oceania time zone because he's that far east.
He's like an hour from me in Maine. So where you guys are 3, he's 1, and so he gets all like, "What do I do?" And then, in addition to that, like, we eat his food here. We have Prince Edward Island mussels, and they're amazing. And and we're living off Prince Edward Island time, and he's over there like, well, I guess I'm not East Coast or West Coast. I'm my own thing. So
hey, we have to see. What's this? Say hi to my son, Jose Thomas from Chile.
What's up, Jose?
Chile.
Woo woo! Yeah, this is cool. Like,
I love this.
Like, this was, make the best out of a shitty situation. Oh, shitty.
Yeah,
oh well.
We've gone long. We had 100 something. We have 60 something now, but we haven't seen each other in like a year. So do it.
Yeah. Look, and the fact that 60 people wanted to watch the equivalent of us sitting around drinking at the Bayfront is pretty impressive. Like
I'm out of all that whiskey, by the way.
Yeah, when it's just us drinking at the Bayfront, we don't get a crowd of 60 people who sit and watch us. So that's
It's very windy. It's very windy.
That would be super uncomfortable, by the way. So don't do that. Don't do that. No one wants to see that. But
yeah, I wanted the whole, even though we're all apart, we can still stay connected. And that's what Comic-Con is about, is all these people that are watching would be able to come and say hello. And it's cool that they're here. And that's, and like Kevin said, the 100 people that initially were watching would most likely fill our panel room. We usually have 100 people. Each panel that we've done for Drawing Blood or any of those have been full. Great. Yeah. So,
No, I checked the digital audience, and it was over 800 people.
Wow.
For our panel, yeah.
For the YouTube panel.
Yeah, for the YouTube panel, 800 people have signed up to watch it. They probably fell off in the first 30 to 60 seconds, but they signed up.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Pat was watching from England. Hi, Pal.
Barbecue.
Ben said there would be barbecue.
Yeah. No, I started balancing everything. Ernest doesn't know that, like, before this thing, I was scrambling. I was putting everything in my pockets, getting up as close to my router as possible without being inside, because it's like 98% humidity. And so I was like, I'm going to grill. I'm going to make some food. I'm going to, like, cheers everyone. And then I was like, that's all too much. That's too hard. I just need to make sure my internet works. So I'm eating late tonight for you, Ernest.
Barbecue's a great idea, though. I think I'm going to go get takeout. That sounds nice.
I got 2 giant steaks. Joe likes the New York strip. I like the rib eye.
We live down the street from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, so
that's another good.
That sounds good.
Well, yeah, tomorrow is my birthday.
Happy birthday!
And Musso Frank's started doing takeout, so I think I'm going to get a takeout filet mignon from Musso Frank's and see how
that's
that.
The most.
Too bad they couldn't. The martinis to go. That would be.
Ooh.
Their martinis
say, that's the most COVID-19 birthday I've ever heard.
Right?
Chicken.
My favorite expensive Hollywood restaurant and getting a takeout.
I love it.
So, well, early happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers with seltzer water.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my birthday is always around Comic-Con, so it's kind of a funny connection.
Yep. Lots of birthdays. My mom, Shane's, Summer Joy. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Everyone that's been watching, thank you for putting up with all of us. And
yeah, this has been fun. This is what it's real. This is the real world. That's what it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is not significantly different from the conversations that you're missing at the Odyssey Bar in San Diego.
It'd be more windy, and we'd all be talking about how we have to check out.
Yeah.
and that blonde Brazilian waitress whose name is Katrina would be bringing us soft pretzels and sushi and
you guys should Venmo Katrina.
We should Venmo Katrina $100 this weekend, because she definitely lost that.
Just from you guys.
Yeah, just from me. She Katrina is easily down $100 literally just from me. So that's
too.
And actually, that should be the drawing blood tattoo. Just Katrina, the waitress at the opposite bar.
I think people might think it's for something else.
Because she's been a part of every important drawing blood meeting. She has actually been to every single one of those. So, you know.
So, yeah, we'll miss everyone this year, but this was awesome. And we missed you. I'd give you like a virtual hug.
Virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs for everybody.
There we go.
Ben,
I'm a good fifth wheel.
Well, our love to Jill, Ben.
Yeah.
Jill.
Early happy
Much
birthday.
love.
Love you guys. Miss you guys. Everybody.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thanks everyone.
See you
for
next
joining.
year.
That was great.
Yes.
See you next year.
2020. Woo, woo,
Next year in
Woo!
Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Good times.
Bye, guys.